Good morning, Kevin. Total Jag 1. Total Jag? Echo 1004. Total Jag. What's happening, guys? You guys are OGs. How are ya? I'm just gonna tweet out that the stream's up, so give us a sec. And there it goes. Tweet's out. Now, I think it's out. One sec. Tweet. There we go. All right. Let me just tweet out to the Discord as well, so they know what's up. Ba-boom. I'll let some people come through before we get the show on the road. I'm a little bit late today. Sorry about that. Appreciate your patience, guys. Thank you, Echo. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate your support. Let's see. That's all tweeted out. Got the stream up. And let me see. I'm gonna jump into YouTube voice. Turn my screen on. And let's get the...
Hey, what's up, Rick?
Hey, what's happening, dude? Just about to start my stream up here, or I think it has started. I'm just getting all the mic settings accurate here. You can hear me okay?
Yep, loud and clear,
cool.
man.
Alright, sweet as.
And you are live, I see you.
Yeah, yep. Stream's up. People just filtering through. I'll just chill until there's a decent chunk of people that have jumped in, so they don't miss this, when I cover Bitcoin and Doge and all that, Yeah. But otherwise, how was your day? I'm guessing it's like
good.
Evening where you are.
It's California. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Cool. That's the way.
Before we start, I had two questions for you, actually. Some of the other guys in the other... Do you use KuCoin at all, Rick?
I do have a KuCoin account, but I need to switch across to it.
The only reason I bring it up is because they're having this promo going on right now, and it's called Crypto Friday. And I just want to know if it's legit or how it works. But they were announcing these 90% off discounts for BTC tomorrow only.
Can you repeat that? Sorry,
They were announcing 90% off BTC coupons tomorrow morning.
Wow, what the hell? What does that mean? Does that mean you can buy Bitcoin at...
I don't know.
Only 10% of what it's worth right now?
I know that they were only going to hand out a limited amount of them to certain people. And it's kind of like a Crypto Friday week kind of deal that's going on. Because there's all these coupons, right? And there's a large amount of them that will be distributed for people who can buy BTC for 10% off. And then there's another bunch for 30% off. But some people might actually get the 90% off. And I want to know what the heck, man.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, if that doesn't drum up some activity on KuCoin, I don't know what will, because that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And then the second thing, Rick, is I don't know if you heard, but I was talking to Chemical in the morning, and she never sold her position, that nail biting position from yesterday. She woke up in the morning today, $1,200 up. She sold and she took profit.
I think what happened was, I was there with a couple of others like Turbo J and I think another couple of people, and we said, cool. it's a good idea to take profit here because you were 0.2% away from getting liquidated in the position that you're in at 20x. And she got so lucky. It wasn't because of any of us. It was just the luck of the chart. It's just, the price action, it just happened to go back
right
into
on
profit. And we said, look, you want to get yourself out of a position that's that crazy, that risky, where you've put $1,000 on the line at 20x. So we said, better to close this position, turn down your leverage, just because, you're still a beginner. It's obvious that you were a beginner, and that's that's the last I heard of it. She closed that position. I think she reopened a new position to take advantage of the big move that went up, and that's cool. I heard that she made like a hell of a lot of money in that. In comparison to her position size. So that, but to hear that she lost she lost it all, that's painful. I feel for her,
Wow, so I might have missed that because I heard about the morning where she gained a bunch, but I didn't know that she lost it all again afterwards. So I guess she couldn't help herself.
Well, I don't know the full story, but anyway, at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to lose money. I want everyone's I wish everyone all of the wealth and all of the gains. But but the way that she was doing it, like when she said I need help, and seeing her at 20x with like $1,000 isolated, like that was Danger City.
That's cool.
But anyway,
it is.
Yeah, that's why we said, dial it back and then get used to the, even just do spot trading, because you don't have to deal with liquidation there, But
I only bring it up because I thought you were coaching her real well. No financial advice, of course.
Yeah,
just
no,
coaching,
I was just more talking about strategy because I've got stung by doing similar things to what she did. And I was just telling her my opinion. Really, she can do whatever she wants at the end of the day. She's got the mouse. She's got the she's got the controls to her account. So it's her choice at the very end of the day. Anyway, enough about that. Let's see. 21 people. We'll wait for a few more people to come on in. I'm sure there's a few people in there that are like that. A few people roll up like a bit later on, and they're like, "Oh, can you cover Doge?" And it's like, I've already done that. Like, but yeah. Yesterday and the day before, the streams were shorter. Like they were only streamed while I was here, like on the computer. So, I think that's an easier format for people that want to go back and watch the things that I had said about the, my thoughts on the market and that for that point in time, just so it's there permanently as a record kind of thing. Anyway, I guess I'll start having a look at the total market cap, actually. It's still very much, finding resistance on this trend line here from the all-time high to this lower high. That is just a very simple line drawn from peak to peak, and check out where it's getting resistance right on that line. Like that's the spot that we need to get back above to go, to go up and test the all-time high. Do I think that this is it? Like we're going to get rejected here and go down for good? No. I think there's still a good chance that we could punch through this. Going into predictions, like you may as well flip a coin, because who really knows what's going to happen in the next couple of days? Like, it's reasonable to say that we could get rejected and go down, And it's just as reasonable to say that we punch it and then, go back up into price discovery. So this is why I don't play the prediction game. I tend to just go off what the chart confirms, like what it's telling us. So from a technical standpoint, like what we're facing is a line of resistance, and we just have to see how it behaves moving forward. Now, if I was to do like a fib extension off this move, that might give us a couple of pointers as to where we could target if it does break, that line of resistance. So a 1-to-1 extension of the fib tool would be, let me just move this up, 3 trillion. That'd put the whole market at $3 trillion if we got up to that orange line there. So not a bad target to have. And there's a 3.8 trillion up here if we go beyond that as the next like major level of price discovery. But Yeah, I'm still, we're still behind this hurdle for now, so that's what's immediately in front of us. We have to deal with that first. We can't think about all-time highs and beyond until we deal with that resistance. Alright, so delete these circles and we'll go across to Bitcoin. Now, we're still way above that descending trend line there, that yellow line coming down from the all-time high resistance line. So what that means is this wasn't a fake out, this move up wasn't just to trick people. Like, I think this is significant and proper appreciation of value, especially the fact that we got above this high here, this move up. Now, I did see an article saying something about the global economy facing like a possible crash. It's just a theory. I mean, people have been threatening that for bloody years. Like, it's nothing new there, but I'll try and find that article. And I'll read it out for you, just so that you're aware with what's being said about the economy here. 1 second. Here we go. Well, here's one article. This isn't the one that I saw, but it says here, buckle up because global markets are in for a bumpy ride in the days and months ahead. Financial market gains, they reckon, are built upon a wall of worry. While there has been much to celebrate in the past year, with the sharp burst of global recession fueled by rapidly developed vaccines, the optimism suddenly seemed to be evaporating. The optimism seems to suddenly be evaporating. Investors have slammed the brakes on the incredible surge on global stock markets that began in March last year, which has also been, crypto. Australia has been among the hardest hit as crashing iron ore prices have exacted a heavy toll on our biggest miners. Problems, however, are emerging on a number of fronts, and it's not just the toll on the Delta variant in exacting on growth. So there was another article about Black Tuesday crash of 1987. Okay, that was in October, I think. Something about the US, the United States. I'll look for it later and I'll share it in the Discord or something like that. But anyway, people are like, threatening that the economy or like the markets are gonna have a rocky time ahead, like a bit of a pullback, or whatever. We'll see. We'll get to see. You know what the beautiful thing about that is? That it resets things and makes everything cheaper so that you can buy in really cheap. So it's opportunity. You get opportunity in chaos like that. Now, let me just grab something. Someone in the comments here is asking if I have a KuCoin referral link, and I think I might. Let me check. I haven't really properly used KuCoin yet, but I do have an account. I do have it. And I'll see if there's like some kind of referral link if you guys want to use it. I might add it to my thingy. 1 second. Just have to log in. So yeah, if you guys want to start like commenting crypto names in the chat, just so I can get an idea of what you guys want to look at as far as like analysis goes, I'll have a go. Hey, Alchemist, OG Alchemist, what's happening? How you been? Have you been trading? details. Here we go. Okay. Just have to type this in. That's it. Now, leave my QR code. My 2FA. All right, I'm in. Referral, I'm guessing? Yeah, that must be it. My referral link for KuCoin is here. Let me copy that. See if this works for anyone that wants to sign up to KuCoin. That's my referral link there. I'm not sure what benefits it gives you when you go through referral, but we'll find out. This is the first time I've logged into KuCoin in a bit of time, so it might be the platform that I trade out of because Binance got rid of their futures trading for Australians, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I'll have to do a bit of research on that, see if it's the right way to go. Now, I guess another way to approach it would be maybe I'll be going back to spot trading, you know? It's a little bit slower, but it's safer, and it's, you know, it's not restricted. It's not, you know, it's not regulated. I mean, it's not blocked by regulation, kind of thing. Spot trading. So yeah, there's always that. Now, it says here, during the development, the system will suspend the distribution of referral bonus. However, the referral relationship is still valid. The new referral system is under development. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, all right, enough about that. I'll close that off and we'll go back to some TA. Yeah, HKK 717. Yep. So sorry, I'm just reading something right now. Right. Bitcoin. So we got the daily. The daily RSI for Bitcoin has not even come up to test even just, you know, 70 yet, I don't think. Oh, it has come up to 70. Let me just adjust this Doge pack indicator because I want to make it so it's using the defaults of the RSI of 70 and 30. Oh, wrong ones. 1 second. The midline's 50. The upper bull. I don't know why it's called upper because that's definitely lower. Upper bull. They're both called upper bull. That's weird. All right. Anyway, we've got 70, 50, and 30 as lines. Good. I might save that as the default. Hit OK. So yeah, in that regard, yes, we have come up and tagged the top of the RSI range between, you know, the 70 and 30 area. However, that doesn't mean it can't still climb. You know, it can continue to climb up and go, you know, well beyond that. It can go up to like even 90. You know, we've seen 90 before on Bitcoin. So by all means, there is still a lot of headroom above. However, this current leg does look like it needs to cool off a little, and that seems to be what it's done, or is what it did yesterday. We got a bit of a pullback there. Now the start to today is already 0.5% up, so that's at least a sign of some kind of promise. Now, if I go down to the hourly chart here, we've got that rising wedge that we were watching, and you know, obviously we got our breakout to the top side of a rising wedge, which is less common. Usually it drops, like you'll get a fall out of a rising wedge. Anyway, we're now, can you see where we're finding support? We're now falling back on the 50 moving average on the hourly chart, and it's holding as support. Not to mention the rising wedge trend line is also now acting as support instead of resistance, as it were, in the past there. So now 54k, is there any kind of like evidence of like resistance or traffic around 55, 54? And I think yes, very much so. There is a lot of activity around that spot. Like, look at all this entire area. Wait, wrong tool. Off to a great start today, aren't I? All right, yeah, so I mean, this here, this resistance, all of that traffic there, that's a lot of volume. This is where Bitcoin spent the majority of its time at where we're finding resistance right now. So if you were to look at a volume profile type tool, it would show you that there is quite a dense area. There's a bit of a spike in this range here, where there's been a lot of price action. Like, price has spent a lot of time in this zone. So it's, yeah, if we can break through that, it should, it's blue skies ahead, heading to the all-time high again and beyond. So I'm still optimistic. However, yes, there is still a threat that this could there's always a threat of collapse, but my sentiment is that it's bullish. We've got higher lows, higher highs. There's no signs of divergence on this push, at least from what I can see. We dealt with a bit of it back here, but this move down, see this little wave here, that is the result of this divergence here on the cipher indicator that you can see. Now the MACD on the hourly has cooled right off, which is beautiful. That puts it into a really nice position to be able to do a bullish cross, maybe even below the histogram. We could see a bit more of a retrace, but to me already it looks like it is like rounding off here, and maybe it will do some kind of like a scooping action where we get like a cup. Fingers crossed, right? Hopefully that's how it plays out. But with Bitcoin, it tends to, like, it gets this like area of stagnation, and then you get either a really violent move in either direction. Like, you see examples of that, like, here, bang, here, bang, and then like here, bang. Like, it all happens at once. It doesn't sort of just creep up. It just, it goes through these crazy explosions in either direction, and that's because it seems to be because of liquidation hunts and like stop loss hunts, that kind of thing. Anyway, let's move down the line. So Bitcoin, I'm still confident in it. It's just doing a very healthy pullback off this really explosive move that it's been on up. I mean, we almost touched $56,000. That is a big deal. Like, from being all the way down at 42 and below, 40k even. There was a time we were wicking at 40k there. So yeah, it's still looking healthy. I'm gonna check the weekly RSI. Sorry, the weekly MACD, because that's been doing some interesting things. See right here, it was threatening to like cause a sell, like a correction, but it changed its mind, and bang, we've got a new wave up. So these last two histogram bars here that I've circled, these last two are showing signs of growth. Especially like look at the direction of the MACD line. That is very, very much in an ascension or in a climb. So I mean, look what happens when it gets into that kind of setup. you've got growing histogram bars, and you've got the MACD on an incline, separating and making distance from the signal line, which is the orange line. So everything's opening up and getting ready to move. That's just at least what it's showing on the weekly MACD there. So the daily, that'll show that it's the existing move is perhaps exhausted for now, and then maybe it will go through a bit of a slump and then maybe pick up again. We'll just have to wait and see. Like, you can see examples of that. Like, it goes through these initial moves up, the first pullback, and then you get the second wave, the second leg. So, just look at the history here. Like, I don't think this move is finished yet, but we can all be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, so that's nothing new. So how are we now? We're still around that 50% up. Sorry, 0.5% up for today. We've only been 31 minutes into this new daily candle, so it's still early days. Now let's check out Ethereum. I'll just do a quick move down the line, because I covered it yesterday on the macro view, so I don't think too much would have changed. Still in that rising wedge. However, yesterday was a nice, like, sort of almost a Doge day, really. There's a little bit of growth there, like almost 0.5%. Today, sluggish start, but it's only half an hour. All right. Now, this pattern here, this rising wedge, is still a big threat. It's great that we've got above the golden pocket here on the Fibonacci retracement tool, but I'm still concerned of the rising wedge. We would have to basically break through it like Bitcoin did to invalidate that bearish pattern. So let's sort this out. Let's zoom out a bit, see if there's any other little hints along the way. So we're coming up to this. Check out that pivot there that we had back in September, mid-September. We've almost come up to retest that. Hopefully it doesn't become a double top. A double top is where you hit resistance, come back down, test it again and get rejected, and then head down again. So we'll see how we go. We're still very much above the 50 daily moving average, so that can provide support if it needs to pull back, and even if it falls out of this rising wedge, because that's the kind of expected move out of a rising wedge is a pullback. So it could find support on that 50 moving average if it needs to pull back. But I think Bitcoin still holds the key to the market. Like, that's not going to change anytime soon, I don't think. So all eyes on Bitcoin still. On the daily, price has gone, it's exploded back above those averages. This was concerning. It caused a golden cross, which is awesome, but then we got this huge fall and everything went below the 200 and the 50 daily moving average. So that was a very scary kind of time. But I'm glad, like I'm sure as all of you are, glad to have found support at $40,000 to $42,000, and now we're getting that bounce and taking the next leg up. So Ethereum, we've looked at that. What are the other? BNB. Let's see.
Hey Rick, can you take a look at BSV?
BSV, is that Bitcoin Silver or something?
It's like Bitcoin
SV or just Bitcoin SV. Yeah. Yep, I can do that.
It took about a 22% rise today, and my thoughts are, I've got some of it. I got about 4 of them, and I was in it at about $150, and now it's up to about 180. It was up to like 181. It's pulled back about 2% since the daily close. But like I said, it was up 22% since midnight last night, my time. And so I was just kind of wondering if I should. My thoughts are, I'm thinking about taking my profits off the top. I've also thought about just selling all my coins and maybe throw them at some of my other coins that are still down a little bit. But anyway, I would really love your opinion on.
Yeah. I'll definitely check that out. So add that to the list. I'll get through these high caps first, and then we'll check it out. So BNB, once again, we're still inside the larger, like the macro wedge here. We are approaching a test, hopefully, of the top of the wedge, just to see if it'll reject us or whether we can break through. The candle yesterday, I saw it go up last night. For me, it was last night, and yeah, it got as high as the top of the golden pocket here, at up to $450 for BNB. So yeah, it's still looking bullish, and I'm confident that that'll at least come up to tag the top of that line there. But yeah, I remember Bitcoin permitting. So all right, I'll skip ahead and I'll do BSV for you, just so we don't forget about it. And then I'll go back to the major list. So BSV. So I see it's not on Binance. It's only on Bitfinex. Okay, I'll use the Bitfinex chart. That's fine. Bitcoin, BSV to the dollar. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that's found support off. Well, it's more of a recent level of support here, around $120. Seems to be. I'm just going to round it to that number. Makes it a bit easier to use that, just to keep it simple. All right. So yeah, support here. It's wow. It fell a hell of a lot during that. I'm guessing this was the flash crash, or this was the severe crash back in May, and it lost all of the value that it accumulated, that it grew by. It just gave it all back. Let me see. Okay, it's only 179% up. I mean, that's massive, but it's not like it was like 3,000% or anything like that. It's currently trading in a range. I know that's quite obvious. Like, it's between 120 and 200 seems to be the very extreme top of that range. So what I'd be saying is it needs to break out of that limbo zone that it's in, and it's done it in the past. Like you can see here, there was a bit of a range here too, and eventually it got that break to come out of it. So right now it is kind of elevated. I wouldn't be going long from here. If you do, just keep it stop loss and keep an eye on it, because the higher it goes, the riskier it gets to enter along. So at this point, I mean, it's just look left and you can see the pivots that it has to deal with as resistance going forward. So the first levels were these peaks over here, and then you've got this resistance here due to that pivot over there. Those are the immediate sort of pivots that we have to come up and rise above to continue and go bullish. If you can get above that, though, it seems like a pretty clean shot to a lot higher values. Let's do a bit of a fib retracement on it as well, see if there's any kind of levels that it's respecting. Alright, so we got... Just wind this across. Yeah, look at that. See how the top of the range lines up with the 236 fib level. That's the level it's fighting to get above. at this point. The next one is obviously that, and then the golden pocket. So these are like the hurdles that you can sort of lay before you when you're trying to climb back up to a previous high. So keep an eye on that. Draw that fib retracement. Go from that tippy top point that we got back in April, and then pull it down to the lowest point after that high, which is $107.53 on my chart here. And then yeah, that basically gives you the targets of resistance to beat. Now the thing that my guess would be for it right now is that it's having a similar kind of fight as what Doge is having at the moment. Like it just needs that volume to come in. It needs the interest. People need to be interested to get into it, and it needs to rally, go on trend, just like Shiba has been, on trend in the last couple of days, which is, I think, now correcting. But yeah, we'll have a look at Shiba in a bit as well. Now, let's see, BNB. Yeah, that's actually looking all right. It's testing to get above that golden ratio, that 618, and the entire golden pocket, the 618 to the 65, is proving to be quite resistant at the moment, but hopefully not forever. So the next one on the line, I think, is ADA, Cardano. So I'll just use the same chart here. We'll just switch straight to it. ADA. Alright, so yeah, I think, we did touch on this. I was looking at the high that it made yesterday. It came up and tagged the top of the fib level there, and that is the 382. But it still needs to punch through and do a golden cross. You can see it's still in the effect of this death cross here on the this is the 4-hour chart. Let me go to the daily. It's probably a different story. Okay, yeah, it's still in the effect of its golden cross from late last year. So this thing has done really well this year. ADA has gone up incredibly. It almost made a bit of a death cross here, but I think this is the second wind that Bitcoin got around early August. Let me check Bitcoin. Early August, yeah. Okay, so during this appreciation here, where the market was getting fiat pumped back into it, so ADA was able to see a lot of that actually, and punch and make new all-time highs. So yeah, we're just gonna see if we can get that climb to continue, because we've definitely cooled off. You can see that on the MACD on the daily here. It's way below the histogram, so it's nice and primed and ready to move, I think, ADA. But it just seems to be asleep, which that's the way it goes at the start. Things are quiet. Shiba's a good example of that actually on the daily. Look how long that slept for. That was months. How many months is that? It's like at least 1, 2, 3, 4, a solid 4 months trading below, 1,000 Shiba Toshis, if you will. So it's like Satoshis, but for Shiba. So I mean that rejection off the 3,500, that was pretty severe. I'm actually gonna adjust this line here. We'll get it snapped to the tippy top. Let's see where that... Okay. 3528 was the high, according to Binance anyway. All-time high being, well, some people will call it 5,000 if they're looking at this chart, but I don't trust those initial wicks anyway. But yeah, I'll look a bit deeper into Shiba in just a couple of minutes. Now, what's after ADA? XRP, and then Solana. So let's go find the XRP chart. Okay, yeah, still same position as yesterday. Nothing more nothing more to really tell. There's no new information that's gonna change the current analysis of this. I might do a short-term fib retracement actually. Let's do a one from this high here and take it down to the low. Scroll across and see where we're finding resistance. So, well, according to this retracement, we're battling with the 382. We've spent a little bit of time above it, but it seems to be, it's proving to be quite magnetic. So price is sort of stuck around this area, just chopping sideways. So $1.07 seems to be the number of the week, I guess. So next target, the 0.5, which would line up with a retest of these pivots here, these highs. So that's $1.13, and then you can see the next levels there and what prices they fall at. So the golden ratio, the golden pocket's basically $1.20, $1.22, and that's that as history shows, like that is like a very common area to see activity and rejection, or price action bouncing off that zone or area. So just be mindful of that. So yeah, not much more to say about XRP compared to what I said yesterday, so we'll leave it at that. Now Solana, okay, it's like it's trying to creep back up into this falling wedge that it was in, which actually failed. Because as we know, falling wedge should result in a bullish breakout, or more likely to. Not should, but it's more likely to give you a bit of a bull run or a bull trend. So yeah, falling wedge, trying to. It looks like we're establishing support at this previous resistance here, which is coinciding with it's falling back to this fib level, the 382. Now, mind you, this isn't a support fib. This is a resistance fib, because it's got all of the levels climbing back up to 1 up here. So a full retrace to the all-time high is as a 1-to-1 retrace. So, or 100. It's gone 100% the way back up to the all-time high. So. Right now it's just under 40% on to the way back to that high for Solana. So still above this long-term trend line, of course, which gives me a lot of confidence. Like I wouldn't be concerned until we were testing this as support, and if we lost it, that would be changing the game a lot, But for now, yeah, we're above that trend. This area, not financial advice, but this area could be a good area to accumulate for the next leg up, especially if Bitcoin decides to go bullish and test those higher levels, and hopefully the all-time high in the coming weeks or days. So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see what happens, because there could very much be a big rejection somewhere along the lines here, especially at this pivot for Bitcoin. This is what's that? Just under $60,000. That's going to be a pretty key level to look out for. So I'm going to actually put that on there. We'll have to keep our eye on 60K. Yeah, there has been a lot of action or activity off that. You can see just such a psychological level. Like, look at all this resistance here, like how it stops perfectly at 60. And then even here, it came up to reapproach and test 60, but didn't quite make it. So people fear 60,000 as a pretty severe level of resistance. So yeah, I'm ready to break through it though. I want to see that. It's probably just the bias in me, the bullish bias. All right, so Solana, we've had a look at that. It's still, tracking good. There's not really any sign of it falling out of the middle of nowhere. It's, you know, it's getting these higher lows, which is good, trending up. So slow and steady wins the race. Like I prefer these like under the radar kind of climbs that no one really notices or pays attention to. The things that people pay attention to are, you know, your Shiba Inus when they do it all at once. They don't do it over a slow climb, like seems to be what Solana is just, you know, it's just doing it under the radar, I think. Now, the next one is Polkadot. I'll go to like requests in a minute, and I'll go through and see what you guys want to have a look at. But yeah, okay, dot. ABCD DOT, here it is. Go back out to the daily, see how yesterday performed. Alright, yesterday was actually a pretty good day. Once again though, finding resistance at that golden pocket, golden Fibonacci level. Hopefully we don't get a head and shoulders here. Hopefully we don't get this. Because that would be, yeah, that's pivoting. That would mean that this was the highest we could achieve. But yeah, we're still very much in this wedge. We're actually on the higher side of this, you know, this triangle formation here. So with any luck, we can break out of it bullish, because we did enter it in an uptrend, so that is a good thing. So all it's really being affected by right now is a reduction in volatility. So, you know, the distance between the lows to the highs is getting shorter and shorter until it squeezes, maybe even coming all the way to the apex of this this wedge here. So yeah, it's just getting that reduction in volatility. Still profitable to trade, especially if you're able to use leverage, but I don't endorse leverage if you're a beginner. Like, you know, get used to spot trading first and build the confidence up and the knowledge and the practice. But yeah, leverage can be a useful tool if used with caution and respect. You know, you got to respect it. It's like a car, like driving a car. You know, you don't just jump in and go on a racetrack day one. You have to get lessons, you have to go slow, you have to go on your learner's permit, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's like that. You know, there's dangers to it, but it's a very useful tool. Okay, enough about that. So I think we'll just move on to what people are requesting now. So Doge has actually, Polkadot has come up into 8th position now. Doge is back to 10th. Let's see what's going on there. So Dogecoin, there was this kind of bull flag that we were looking at here, potential, but that's now becoming something else now. Like, now that we've got a bit more information, let's adjust these lines. I kind of feel like I want to delete that line there and just go back to this one here. And maybe there's something more like this happening on the bottom side. And if we adjust this one to be a bit more encompassing of the recent highs. So if we take it to candle bodies like that, and even this one to candle bodies like this, we are definitely approaching some kind of an apex here. So I would expect that Doge does something off the back of this reduction in volatility, because it seems to be squeezing. Like, you know, it's definitely squeezing. Like, it's coming down to that apex, you know. So now, for those that like the wicks, I'll draw the lines for that too. So it's a bit more extreme with wicks, but yeah, this is what you end up with if you're just drawing to wicks, something like that. So, conclusion for this, it's a good thing that we entered whatever pattern you want to call this, whether it's a pennant or a flag or falling wedge, that entered from a uptrend. So this could be seen as a potential bullish continuation pattern. So hopefully we do get that break up. We go up here. That would be the textbook outcome for this kind of play here. So yeah, still optimistic for it. It's holding support pretty well above 24 cents still. I know yesterday was quite similar. We were just using 24 cents as that range of support. There was that crazy wick that went down as low as 23.5 cents, but yeah, for the most part we've stayed above 24 and it's holding nice. As far as the oscillators go, let's go to the daily actually. Yeah, the daily is so primed to move up. Like, look at that. It's way below the histogram. The histogram bars, though, show a bit of weakening, but that's just due to yesterday's pullback and the day before that. So, yeah, there's a lot of headroom above us. So it's not like you're definitely not buying into a hype right now if you're buying Doge. You're not buying green, that's for sure. Like, it's still very much middle of the road, neutral, you know, lacking volume, that kind of thing. So hopefully we get something fundamental or something news related that comes out in the coming days for Doge to see it punch through this angled resistance that is keeping it underwater, so to speak. So yeah, we'll come back to that in the coming days, and we'll keep looking at it and see how it behaves, because it is approaching that apex. You know, late November we'll know what's happening before then, I think. But yeah, that's the sort of like the end of the apex there, 24th of November. So yeah, that's Doge. Now I'll keep it in theme with the dog type coins, and we'll go to Shiba. So yeah, this was the correction that I was warning people of with Shiba. You know, it was great to see that extra push out of it that went up here. You actually got 2 attempts at it. Like it pushed up like that really well, and then it made like a cup, and you had a second chance to ride that again. Risky, of course, because it's so elevated. It's like way above like moving averages, I bet. Yeah, look at that. So way above there, way above this trend line as well. Yeah, it got very parabolic. So this move back, the step back that it's just taken, is very healthy. That's a good thing. It needed to do that. So, and yeah, I'm not now a bear of Shiba. Like, it just needed to cool off. Like it needs to cool off. We'll see if it can maintain an uptrend. That's yet to be seen. Like, we could, you know, it could face a head and shoulders, like something like this, where it made this high, came up. Let's just group those 2 highs into one, make a head, and then maybe the worst case scenario is we get another shoulder, and then it pulls back, and maybe it gets back and finds support on the 200 moving average, something like that. But yeah, I mean, you can see staring us in the face right here, it's lost this trend line, and it tried to hold it here. It actually did a pretty good job of holding it here, but yeah, inevitably, like only a couple of hours ago, we dipped below it. So now it's trying to get back on top of things, but so far, yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. So yeah, this move down on the hourly has reset the MACD, the RSI. We've got a cipher momentum wave on the downside. So this actually, that cradle, just going by oscillators, that would have been a decent spot to pick up a buy, because everything has cooled right back off again. But, you know, just be careful, because these moments of these little relief rallies in a downtrend, they can be falling knives. You've probably heard that term before, falling knife. So you don't want to buy into that. Unless you want to have a punt at it. If you take a gamble at it, you know, you can come off and get lucky and catch the actual pivoting bottom, but the better way to play it would be to wait for a new high and then proving that it's finding support higher. So a higher low and a higher high. That's what gives you the confidence to go long, and that's what caused these beautiful uptrends, because there was evidence of higher lows and higher highs before it. You know, that was a very nice, confident, healthy move up there. Even though it was you know, like parabolic, it was the reason the confidence came in is because of the setup before it. You know, the higher lows, the higher highs. But yeah, now that we've got our first lower low, you know, like if you want to call this a low and then that little pullback there a low, that's a lower low. Like, you know, we want to avoid that as bull if you're a bull. You know, steer clear of coins that are making lower lows and lower highs. Like, don't go long on that. Wait till they pivot, wait till they show signs of strength again. All right, and that goes for everything, not just Shiba. All right, so there's 47 of you guys in here. Thank you for joining in. 48. Remember to smash the like button if you haven't already, and yeah, I'm sure most of you are subscribers, by the way. So appreciate your loyalty to the channel. Thank you. All right, so
do Quant.
Quant. You want to see Quant? All right. Is that QNT?
Yeah, my favorite coin.
QNT. All right. Wow, look at that. It is still very much up there, like elevated, so that's good. Let me get some lines on this thing. Solid line all the way to the top of the all-time high. On the daily we are. So yeah, this is another one that could be like sleeping right now that people aren't really keeping an eye on other than you, dude. So yeah, this could be a potential kick up to the next leg up. See how we've done it in the past here? Like, it comes in, it makes contact with this trend, and then all of a sudden, boom, you know, you get a break up. So hopefully this trend line holds and we get the next leg up. The oscillators are beautifully like lined up here. So you've got a pullback here, you've got the RSI cooled off back to 50. You've got a momentum wave still doing its thing, so maybe let that correct a bit more. Give it a little bit of time, but yeah, I wouldn't laugh at you for buying here. Like, it wouldn't be a bad initial buy. Just keep a stop loss. Like, you know, if it breaks this trend line here, that's where it's looking kind of scary for like a bit of a correction. So yeah, be careful on the Quant. Oh, OG Alchemist, thank you for the super chat there, $1.99. Thank you so much. That's a super sticker that says thanks with a little love heart. So that's, yeah, beautiful. All right, let's see. Fibonacci wise, what is it doing? We've got all right. Yeah, there is a bit of respect to Fibonacci's here. Look at that. We've got rejection here, rejection here. So it seems to be paying attention to this 0.5 fib retracement level. So right now it needs to break above the 236 and the 382, which shouldn't be too hard. It's already knocking on the door of the 236, and there's not terribly far to go. You see how compressed this retracement is. It's really not that far from its all-time high, and that's why all these targets are so close together. You know, you've got 297, 322, 342, 363. Like, these aren't terribly far. It's not like we're dealing with something like this, like where, let me just move this down, where all of the levels are so far apart and so dramatically spaced. So yeah, it's definitely squeezing. There's some kind of consolidation going here. Let me delete that retracement and I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah, I think I've seen if we were going to make a run up, I think 550 was going to be the next level.
Oh yeah,
resistance.
Okay. Well, let me draw that line there. How does that affect you? That's the that's the current resistance that it's being squeezed into.
I've got a similar line set up on mine.
Yeah, it's just high, 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 and then it needs to, you know, reach that support level there and then punch through to get that retest of the all-time high. Yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. So we'll add that to the daily like watch list, I guess. You know, keeping an eye on it. I'm gonna hit save.
I think it's a good one because a lot of people don't really know too much about it as of yet. So yeah. I feel like it's very much under the radar still.
Are you on KuCoin yourself?
No, Binance.
Oh, Binance. Yep. Did you ever do Binance futures?
No, it wasn't available for me at the time I got in.
Yeah, they just basically closed it off to the rest of Australia as well. So I can't do futures anymore.
Yeah, I did mess around with those leverage tokens or whatever they were for a little bit, but now we don't have those either.
Yeah, that sucks, hey. Alright, well, I'm going to go through the comments here. Someone's asking for XYO. I think I remember that being a bit of an underwhelming or underperforming token, so maybe it's seen a bit of excitement lately. Let's see if that's the case. And no, it's still bleeding, sadly. Yeah, I think just be very careful with XYO. It's there's no real history to go by. It's gonna do something like Sheeb, where it, let me show you what Sheeb did. See how Sheeb just bled out like for days and days and days on end until finally what you're targeting is some kind of a double bottom or retests of support. So it needed this where it was establishing 550 or 555, whatever you want to call it. That's what XYO still needs to do. So this could be quite some time. You might see this thing, you know, not do anything positive like for another 6 months. You know, hopefully it gets some kind of fundamental news that picks it off the floor. But right now, yeah, it's not looking that great. Maybe it's a shorter's coin. You know, if you want to short this, then just wait for it to swing high and then sell the top of that, and then, you know. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, it's a baby on KuCoin. It hasn't been out for very long at all. It's only been out for 29 days, not even a month. So yeah, it's a fresh one. There's not enough history there to do, you know, real deep technical analysis on for the macro view. The micro might be a different story. Like, look on the 5-minute chart. There's a lot of movement. You know, 8% here, 1% there, 2%, maybe, yeah, almost 2% there. So yeah, you can trade the lower time frames, but just be aware it is in a massive downtrend. Like, you can see that. It doesn't take an expert to figure that out. It's in a downtrend. The bias is to down, so I would not be going long on it as a scalper, unless you really know what you're doing and you have low expectations. So yeah, be careful on that one. XYO. So ICP is what someone else has shouted out here. Check that out.
Yeah, I'd like to remind the YouTube to go out and hit the subscribe button and then smash that like button. And then also the people in Rick's Discord, I've been here a long time and I just kind of figured this out the last couple of weeks, but if you're in the Discord and when Rick streams on YouTube, you can still go out there and hit that like button. It still adds up for him. So even if you're in Discord, go out there and hit that like button on YouTube.
Appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So ICP. This is another one that's sort of, it got its listing right, and then it. Wait, let me just get this music back. All right. I'll just hide the drawings and go full screen. Wow, that candle, that wick there is crazy. Wow. Let's try and get a bit more perspective on it. Yeah, alright. This is okay, ICP. It seems to have established a bottom for now. I'm going to draw that in. Wait, I think I might have already drawn it in. Yeah, here we go. Because we looked at this yesterday. So much the same as yesterday. It's still trying to establish that support and climb. It looks a hell of a lot like Shiba. You know? Shiba doing this. Like falling down, finding support, and then using that support to establish confidence in the bulls, and then boom, something happened fundamental. It got a listing, or they did a burn, I think, for Shiba. Perhaps that's what ICP needs. It needs a burn or something to just get it off the ground, you know, because at the moment it's kind of, it's just like it's lacking that volume. I would bet. I would say I mean, it's definitely not a high performer. I haven't really heard much about it, but yeah, it's okay. It's doing better than XYO, that's for sure. XYO is still on this kind of path where it's like it's trying to meet the floor and then get a bit of you know, support happening. So XYO is still very much in that phase, this fresh phase of like looking for the ground. You know, you got to find
the
your feet.
all-time high on that coin.
Yeah, oh, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. So I guess as an analogy, you have to find your feet before you can stand up, right? You have to plant your feet on the ground, and that's exactly what ICP has at least started to do. Like there's a bit of support here. It has even made a higher low, which is a good start, you know? Excellent. So yeah, just be patient with it. This one could take a while, just as XYO will. But, you know, it sounds like the fact that you guys are asking about it, I'm guessing you guys maybe got stuck through all this carnage here. Like, you know, this is why I stay away from coins that are only like a month old. Like, just because they can be they can turn into tragedies pretty quick. There's no history of support, so it can just fall. Like, yeah, it can get ugly. So yeah, try to stick to things that have been around for a while, that have a bit of history of support in areas, and that way you can have a bit more confidence of a safety net if it does do a pullback. Yeah, but anyway, it's fresh. You know, I'm pretty sure that XYO and ICP are gonna have good days eventually. It's just gonna take some time, and you got to be patient for it. All right, what else have we got? Some people are asking about Fantom. Kuma. I'll look at Kuma first. Someone was asking about that. Spidey Man. Okay, Kuma. Do I have it in my... I've never heard of it, so don't think I do have it in here. Kuma. Oh, Kuma Weth. Oh, Wrapped ETH. Okay. It's one of these like DeFi things that don't have any... I might have to look at this on CoinMarketCap. No worries, let me see. Kuma Inu. Hey. So it's another dog coin. I think it's only available pretty much on the 1inch exchange, and then BKX, whatever that is. We'll go back to the overview. Is there any TradingView data? No, there's not really any charts. I can only look at this. If I hit all, here we go. Yeah, I can't really give an analysis on that. Kuma Inu. The fact that it's got Inu, that might be its best feature at this point. That it's like a dog kind of token. Kuma Breeder. Yield farming protocol, which offers a fresh approach to farming Kuma tokens. The Kuma Inu community can gain fair distribution. Yeah. So if you want to know about any coin, search it up on this website, coinmarketcap.com. Type it up here on the top right in the search. Like, let's say we're looking at Doge, for example. It'll open up a screen like this. This is the Doge, like, CoinMarketCap page. Scroll down from here and you'll see Read More. Click the Read More button and it'll tell you all about it. Tell you all about Doge and maybe even what's coming on some of them. But yeah, Elon Musk is mentioned here. Surprise, surprise.
Big Daddy Elon. Back at it again.
That's it. So yeah, that would be my advice, especially if there's no like chart data to pull up on TradingView. Jump onto CoinMarketCap. That's your best bet. FTM, that's something that I've traded in the past. I know all about that. Not the fundamentals, but I've seen the chart before. Just bring it up. FTM. So I traded through this area, I believe, and I haven't really touched it since, but it's really cool to see that. Wow, yesterday was incredible, at 25% up. Very good. So I'm gonna have to adjust this all-time high line to here. And with this, it's in price discovery. There has not been a crash yet. Let me go back down to the 1 hour chart. Yeah, this thing is on trend. Even today, it being 2% down, it's still above this trend line here, this uptrend that it's got. So yes, it is elevated, so it is riskier to go long here and scalp long, because you might face the point where it does a Shiba Inu and corrects heavy, like look at that, see? It does this climb, it stays above a line, it had its line too, like that. And eventually, it gets in contact with that line and breaks it. So you don't want to be in a long position when that happens, because it's quite violent. So yeah, just be careful. It is looking kind of toppy at this stage, but it'll do that. Everything looks toppy in price discovery. Yeah. Just be aware that the best part of it is over, the best part of the move. It would have been good to buy, even the first pullback here and then ride it up. But yeah, caution would be my keyword for this FTM token. Just, yeah, play at your own risk. Yeah, so see the difference between FTM and QNT. If you want to see the difference between buying and selling, this would be like a selling chart, and QNT would be more of a buying chart. See how it's down. Wait, that's Quant. Is that the one we were talking about? Yeah, it is. All right. So that's more in a more of a support cradle, it's ready to move up, whereas Fantom has moved up. So it's you've missed the boat if you're not in it already. So yeah, that's my advice. That's my opinion. Don't shoot me for it. So I'm gonna give my voice a rest here, and I'm gonna just read through all the comments. I see Vinny's asking for UMA. I'll do that. If you guys want to stand out amongst the comments here requesting something, send $1 or just 50 cents or whatever, however little you can send a super chat, and I'll see it amongst the hundreds of comments in the list here. Or just spam. Don't go too crazy, but every now and then when you see me catching a break and I'm looking back to the comments, just type it up. But yeah, I'll look at UMA. All right, let's check it out.
Hey Rick, have you seen Vitalik on his live streams the last month and a half or so? He's done a couple of them where he said if you send 3
Vitalik?
Ethereum. Yeah, if you send 3 Ethereum to this wallet, I'll send you 6. You basically double up your. If you send 3, I'll send you 6. Send 5, I'll send you 10.
He said that. He said that on a video.
Yeah, there's been 2 videos in the last month and a half. One of them was today. I was watching it, and he was being interviewed by some woman, and
yeah, that's a scam.
It was on there. It looks like a scam. I like. Man, if that's really true, I'll send 3 Ethereum. I have no problem with that.
No, that is a clear scam.
Yeah, it's has anybody actually done that? I mean, has anybody actually fell for that?
No, I've never heard of. You give me this and I'll give you more back. That's some weirdo over the internet saying, "Give me $100,000 and I'll give you 200,000 back." Like that's just, yeah. It could be deep fake if it's coming from a video of him saying it. Like, you know, that's possible. Or someone's taken an interview to make it look legitimate, like a legitimate interview, and they've put up, you know, banners and things saying, "Oh, Vitalik says do this." And
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
no, it's actually like him talking, you know, being interviewed, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to promote my coin, trying to promote this, and I just want to get the word out there and send 3 Ethereum. I'll send
Right.
you 6, send 100, I'll send you 200." You know, it's just like crazy.
What's the website or what's the YouTube channel? If you send it to me privately, because I don't really want to like show it on the stream, because it could be, you know, malicious. Like it could be, as we're suggesting, it might be a scam,
No,
you know?
it seems like a total scam to me.
Like,
but I just want somebody.
Yeah, it sounds kind of too good to be true. If something seems to be too good to be true, it usually is. So yeah, I would be cautious.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know about 100 people, including myself, and probably you. If it was real, we would definitely send, you know, some Ethereum over there if you're going to double up. But it just, I don't know, man. It's just like, holy crap.
Yeah, no, that's how they get you. They make something sound fantastic and enticing, and then they're the last ones laughing. They're the last ones smiling. So be careful. All right, UMA. Someone's asking for UMA. Here it is. Go out to the daily. All right. Well, at least if we're calling this support on UMA, it's pretty much just come off the floor. So yeah, there could be a bit of a climb that it's doing. You know, it's much better than seeing something falling to areas it's never fallen to before, like a support discovery. So that's good. It's at least it has this floor that it's established. XYO is a bit scary because it's like it's heading down and there's no previous floor to jump to, you know. So I'd just be very careful with that XYO coin. Just wait for it to find the floor. This has, yeah, at least for now, found one. So I'm going to do a fib retracement on it. See if that gives us any enlightenment. Or at least targets to aim for. Alright, so first approach to the 236 was a fail. It didn't quite get there. It's retraced, but at least it's found that support on this ascending trend line. So that's the first step, making sure it's got footing before climbing up. Yeah, and that's where it's at. That's as simple as it gets. Like it seems to have come off support. It wouldn't be a bad spot if you're wanting to buy into it. Like it's definitely not at a high. It's on a downswing. So, and it seems to be at support. So yeah, that's all I'll say about it. Really, there's not too much else to tell, other than that. It's got this trend line. Just be aware there's another trend here. Ooh, maybe it's like that, or like that. Anyway, I'm more confident in moves up than down from here with this chart. But yeah, all the best with it. I wish you luck. Just play it safe, keep a stop loss, and always know what you stand to lose. Before you open any trade, always know what you stand to lose and be comfortable with that. And that way you won't get any devastating, depressing shocks or surprises. And yeah, if you continue to trade like that, it should be an enjoyable experience and hopefully profitable. But yeah, you always need to know what you stand to lose. Never put everything on the line. Especially don't put everything on the line at leverage, because then there is a account wiping move that could happen, against you. So yeah, that's what it comes down to. It's all about risk management trading. You know, the success of trading comes down to risk management and patience. You got to have patience for these moves to play out. If you keep swapping things around and not waiting for something to play out, you're gonna miss like the best parts of the moves. And yeah, you really have to play patient. I think swing trading is so much easier to do than scalping. And the thing that's easier than all of them is to invest. The thing that sucks with investing, though, the only downside is you have to be very patient. You know, you could be waiting up to 2 or 3 years, you know, who knows. But at least it's a relaxing way to play crypto, you know. It's a relaxing way to benefit or capitalize with crypto. Daniel S, thank you for the subscription there, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank all you guys for like showing up and showing support to the channel. So I'm just gonna have a look at another couple more before I wrap it up. Someone's saying AR. I'll have a look at that. AR. Ooh, wow, look at that. See, this is such a different chart compared to what we were just looking at. This has a trend here, like that. It's way above it. See, this is an example of an asset running into a trend line. So it was given by these points here, these pivots. And look at the fourth touch here, a perfect springboard to like launch it back up into, you know, testing these previous highs. So it seems to be on the incline. It kind of has already taken off. I would just be targeting these areas as, you know, your levels of take profit, or at least you want to be around at the computer or, you know, watching the chart when it comes to this area, because it could get rejected at those spots. But hopefully it goes back into pure price discovery and you get new highs with AR. But yeah, very, very bullish. I mean, even today's had a great start. Let's go a bit more micro on that. So we're out on the daily here, but let's check out the hourly. All right, so it had that run there. So the end of this day and the start of that day was beautiful. And then it's sort of corrected off that. So this could be a bull flag right now on it, to be honest. Look at that. Some kind of bull flag, and it looks like it might be just trying to break right now and move up. So that's what I would suggest drawing up if you're following this one today. Just keep an eye on that pattern. It could even be, you could even call it a falling wedge, which is bullish as well. But yeah, very nice. We'll hit save there. We'll lock these lines in, and then we'll check it tomorrow or the next day. I mean, it is the weekend, so I don't know what kind of free time I've got ahead of me, but hopefully I get to jump on and have a look at some things. So,
hey Rick, I had an idea for a poll last night, and you did it.
Oh.
I have an idea right now.
Yeah.
What's the longest trade? What if you got stuck in a bag? How long did you hold the bag? And did you break even? Did you sell and break even? Or did you hold it long enough to actually make a little profit?
So in my past, there was this coin called DGD. I don't even think it's, yeah, here we go, Digix DAO. It's been delisted since, but it went through let me find the all button. Here we go. So this was me trading it in 2018. Check it out. It went through the floor. It went down, right? Kicked along the floor for what? Basically 2 years, like doing nothing. And then all of a sudden, bang, it went up all-time high and beyond. And but the thing is, though, it got delisted off the exchange that I was holding it on, which was Binance. And yeah, now I can't trade it. I ended up selling it at a loss. I was a beginner, like I was learning, just like a lot of you guys are. I'm still learning, by the way. You never stop learning. But it's less so much learning now where I'm at. It's more so practicing and being disciplined and training my patience and, you know, preventing myself from going into positions at high leverage and taking on too much risk. I think that's what I'm working on now, is like controlling my risk more, because I've been a bit too much of a cowboy this year, I think, and I've lost more than I should have. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing all right. So that's my advice. Like, the first year is learning the ropes, and then the second, third, and fourth is just, you know, all the rest of your career is just practicing and training your strategies and staying disciplined and being careful. You don't get rich overnight in crypto. You get rich over time. So it's a long play. Even though you hear of stories where people got lucky because they did stupid things, like they put everything on leverage at whatever amount, like 50x, 100x, they put their whole account on the line and they got lucky and it rode up. Like, yeah, good on you. You did something wild. You put everything on the line. But yeah, I don't think that's a long-term strategy. It's definitely not a long-term strategy. It'll burn you eventually. But yeah. As a beginner, stay away from leverage. Learn the ropes. Learn spot trading first. Learn about dollar cost averaging. Check out a YouTube channel called Rainer Tio. He has awesome content for beginners, like a lot of beginner type courses and lessons. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go upstairs and make a cup of coffee and maybe have some lunch, because it's like 11:30 here. And yeah, the Discord's free to join. I think, did I pin it to the top of the chat? Usually I do. Not this time. Let me pin it. There we go. That's the Discord link. I'm sure you're all aware of it. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I'll catch you on the next stream, and yeah, have a great weekend if I don't see you tomorrow, and take care.
Later, Rick.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot, Rick.
You're welcome. Thank you.